Hello, my name is Stephanie Toman. I'm part of the DLC, the Digital Literacy Centre. This basic word video is going to be looking at the view options, the page layout, what you can do in there, and how to use them, and printing.
We're going to be looking at the review tab in this video, which is just placed in between the mailings and the view tabs at the top of your Word application. In the ribbon for the review tab, most of the options you aren't going to be needing to use in this syllabus. So from inside all the way down to protect, please ignore all those. The only two you really need to be aware of is the word count and the spelling and grammar, everyone. So the first one is the word count. So if I was to left click the word count, what it does is it scans the whole of your document and provides you how many words and characters with spaces and without spaces that are in your document. Very handy, particularly if yourselves are writing an assignment and you have to meet a specific word count criteria. So it's good to know that you're on track, or if you're needing to add a bit more or delete more texts just to meet what's expected of you there as well. Handy tool, instead of years and years ago having to count manually through all of them. Then we've also got the spelling and grammar just on the left hand side. If we left click the spelling and grammar, what it does, it comes up to the right hand side and it will scan your document for any spelling errors that the dictionary that's built into Microsoft Word has found. And what it does, it finds the error. So the first one here has been highlighted, M-N-I-M-U-M, and it gives you suggestions of what to change. So we notice that that is incorrect, so we can click change, and then it moves to the next one. So we've got thirds, reservations, marketings, and you'll notice goddesses and canopic jars. So it's got a capital letter there, and you'll see just here all around the tombs were found usabi. That may be regarded as an incorrect word, everyone, or it may be regarded as a correct word as well. So what we would do is we could ignore that, and you'll also see there's also a word for a city that this street is on, so we could ignore that as well. And it still continues through, so you'll go change, and you go to change, and then finally, once it's identified and it's looked at any anomalies in the document, once it's been confirmed it's been corrected or it's been ignored, you'll get a prompt saying spelling and grammar is complete. Please be aware that when you're doing this, if you're asked to do this in your test, make sure that you complete the steps. Don't go halfway through and then just come out and just decide, oh, I've done the spelling and grammar, that's it. The test will expect you to complete every error that's in the document, so don't lose points unnecessarily. Make sure that you do finish off the steps. It's quite a straightforward process to do, but just be aware of that. Okay, so we click OK, it's done. But as we pointed out before, there may be a word that you know that is correct, but the Word application's dictionary still bring it up as incorrect. So for instance, I could say software just there is another abbreviation to something else, and it's pointed it as a incorrect word because the red line's underneath. What I can do is I can right click and I can add it to the dictionary. Really straightforward. Right click, add to the dictionary, and then next time the spelling and grammar comes up, it won't find it. If I was to Control Z to undo it added to dictionary, and if I do spelling and grammar, you'll see it's highlighted it and it's asked me to ignore or necessarily make the change as well. So to add a word to a dictionary that's incorrect, you right click, add to dictionary as well. And the first thing we're going to look at is the view tab options. So just next to review, so we click view. The first thing we'll have is we have the zoom option. So in terms of how we visually see the document on screen, we can change the zoom features, which is also available to you down here, but I want you to ignore that there. So if we were to click zoom just in here, click zoom, and it allows us to zoom to 200, 100, 75. However, in your test, it's very important to be aware that you may be asked for a specific percent of what the document needs to be zoomed to. And as I stated before, the reason why I want you to ignore the zoom option at the bottom right is because if it was to ask you to say a percentage in your test, let's say 83%, click 83, and it will zoom a bit out. In fact, it will put it to multiple screens if wished. But if we were to try to do it with this here, with the plus, it's very difficult to actually get. You'll be there for quite a while and you want to spend more time on other questions. All you need to do is go to zoom, and then we can change it to, let's say, 125, and there we are, everyone. That's the zoom feature, all available to us just there as well. We've also got the page layout option, which we've just clicked here, which allows us to position our text and our object more clearly, as aligned with the images and any other objects we've got in the document as well. We also have the read mode, which will limit the options available to us at the top, so there's no editing options in particular, and we can go left to right to changing what we need to do to see a specific page. Then we also click the edit document option, which takes us back to the print layout which we were in previously. And then what we can also do is we can click the outline option just here. Click outline, and what it does, it displays our text, our paragraphs and tables as points just here, so that we can easily edit text without worrying about positioning and layout features with images or even smart art objects as well. So it's something to be aware of. Got that. And to close the outline view, you can click the X, close outline view, and just be aware that when you are in your test that it's asking for quick editing, you can also use the outline just to be assured that it's that option there as well. You may have seen previously in the video when we were doing the tab demonstration in the second video, we were also showing you how it was aligned, the tabs were to the ruler. It's really straightforward to bring up the ruler onto your Word application. So you go once again to the View tab, and then just to where the Show section is, you can left click Ruler, and there we are, the ruler available to you. And on the grey areas it shows you your left and right margins, and any tab marks that have been inserted into the document will also show there as well, which is really good feature, and also to always have it enabled as well. Just coming outside of the view, just a few little tips navigating with your text, which is really quite good. So if we were using any of these texts just here, so you see you've got a word as view and you've got tab there. If I wanted to get to the tab word just to the right, I would normally left click just before it or after it, or I would use my arrow keys on my keyboard to go to it. However, if you were to hold Control and right with your key, it'll automatically take you to the next word, which is a really good feature to quickly, and allows you to edit without pressing your arrow key as multiple times, because it can get quite tedious when you're doing that as well. Another good feature is if you were to hold the Control button and press G on your keyboard. We also have the Go To feature, which is really handy if you have a document of quite a large volume of pages and text, and you want it to go to a specific page. So if I wanted to go to page, let's say page 2, I can click Go To, and it'll automatically take me to page 2, which is going through that point there as well. So you've got the top, that bit there, which is really handy. So Go To, so Control G, let's go back to page 9. And it'll start right at page 9 where we were just at that point there as well. So it's a really good option to use too. Next tab we're going to be looking at is the Layout tab. So if we just go in between Design and References, once again we're not using Design References in this syllabus, so we're going to click Layout. And what we have is we have a whole set of options just here in the paragraph section and the page setup section just there. So you can click the margins. Now the margins will give us some custom margins that we can pre-select from, but we may be asking our test to only edit a left margin or a right margin or the top or the bottom margin. It may be different scenarios, but to whatever which one it is, you would click the custom margins, not the custom margins above, the custom margins right at the bottom just there. And that will allow me to change the left, right, top, down margins. So if you'll notice the left margin just here is around about 3 centimeters just there. Let's change it to 4 centimeters. And you'll notice, there we are, you'll notice the difference that has happened just there. So it's really goes and does it straight when you need to. Another easy one is orientation. So normally it's a portrait orientation with a document, but you can change it to a landscape. Really straightforward. Does layout, orientation, landscape, and it does that there for you. Another one that you will highly get in your test as well. You can also change the size, the paper size that you're using. So most printers will be A4 paper, but you may be expected or asked to do a document, a letter, or even a smaller piece of work that needs to be done. So you could even decrease the size of the paper to an A5, make it a bit more smaller. And we'll see that. And another good feature, which is columns, which really gives your document a bit more of a character with the text that's around it. So if you look at this paragraph just here, if we were to select the paragraph and we were to click columns, we could also change the columns to 2 just there. So even though we're typing away, it will go to the other side just there as well. Really handy feature that you can bring some character to a piece of text that may just be sitting there, but you might want to add a picture. You've got your columns there. But once again, just remember that to apply it, you must select the text there as well. Really important. Another interesting and really useful feature is the page breaks option. So for years and years previously, I was always, before I was given this knowledge, to create a new page on a document, I would always keep on pressing enter. Now if I was to show my marks here, you'll see when I press enter several times, it comes onto the next page. But what I don't want to do is keep on doing that, and I just want to immediately, after this paragraph, go on to a brand new page. So to do that, you can go to Layout, Breaks, Page Break. And then you aren't allowed to type in anything on that page after this, and then you'll go straight to the next page just there. Really handy. You can also do it by holding, you can place your cursor, the cursor where you want it, hold your control key and press enter, and it'll also do it there as well. Big one though that causes a lot of issue with a lot of individuals when they first see it, but they do get confident once they know correctly how to do it, is how to delete a page break. Very important to delete the page breaks is that you must have the show and hide on to see page breaks. I've seen a lot of people scattering around looking for it and they can't find it, and that's because the page break isn't on. So we enable the page break. We've got 2 here. Now I've got it just before, place my cursor and I press the delete key. Place at the beginning, press the delete key, and that removes the page break for you so it's not there. Really, really useful option in terms of managing and actually using a bit of common sense instead of pressing your enter key all the time just to get a new page. Also, we've got the hyphenation option, which is really useful. So if we've got a word that is not able to fill onto one line and you want to make sure that half of it is available on one part and then the next bit, we can apply automatic hyphenation. So keep an eye on this paragraph, just this area just here. And if we go back to layout, hyphenation, automatic, and you'll see the internal is now half of it, and it's also got a hyphenation just here, and it's got the rest on the next page, the next sentence underneath. If I was to remove hyphenation, it will make sure that the word is always intact. But if you do want it to go onto another page, you can apply it just by going to layout, hyphenation, and automatic just there. Really simple, and it also applies it to the whole document as well. So it's not just that paragraph, and you don't have to select a paragraph to do it as well. And then finally, printing area with Word, Microsoft Word. This is the same location you would go for the other applications that you may be using later in the ECDL. So we're going to go to File, Print. And what it does with print is it will allow you to have the print preview on the right hand side of what the pages will look like. Previous versions of Microsoft Word would ask you to press the print preview button. What we've got now is the preview on the right hand side, which is really handy. We also have how many copies we want to be printed. That's the copies, how many copies of the whole document that you're selecting. If you wanted specific pages, you could select and type in the numbers you wanted. So if I just wanted 2, and I do a comma and then 4, it would only print 2 and 4. If it's blank, it would be all of them. This is where we also select our printer. So we've got several printers available for us. And finally, we've got the print button, which is just there as well. So once that's pressed print, it will send it to the printer queue, and when it's ready, it will print out for us as well.